This presentation is to accompany the book Consumer Behavior, a Primer by Gail. The United States Social Security system is affected by demographics. The factors of population change are birth rates, which increase population, mortality rates, which decreases population, and immigration, which increases population. In the United States, birth rate is decreasing, mortality rate is decreasing, and immigration is substantial. The impact of these factors has resulted in an aging U.S. population. The median age is around 36.6 years. The U.S. Social Security system is more than a retirement program. It includes survivor benefits, disability benefits, and retirement benefits. Let's consider the retirement benefits provided by Social Security. As this visual from the Social Security Administration illustrates, Social Security is a foundation, but not the only source of income for retirement. Social Security payments are to be supplemented with income from pension, savings, and investments from other sources. But 34% of people who are retired rely on Social Security payments for 90% or more of their living expenses. For 65% of the retired population, Social Security is 50% or more of their income. The dependency ratio is a measurement of the number of people working to support those not working. It is the number of people who are not working and must depend upon those working to support them. Demographers use a number of dependency ratios. We will consider age dependency ratio, the number of people working who are putting money into Social Security to support people who are retired. From this graphic provided by the Social Security Administration, we see that the dependency ratio was 16 workers to 1 beneficiary in 1950. Today it is 3.3 to 1, and in the near future it is projected to be 2 to 1. Can people pay increasing amounts in Social Security taxes to support people in retirement and still have enough money to live on? Can people receiving Social Security receive less and still have enough to live on? Can people be asked to delay receiving Social Security until they are older? Social Security is a pyramid with a large number of younger working people towards the bottom of the pyramid to pay for the few people towards the top of the pyramid who are retired. The idea is that the many will support the few, but projections show that the dependency ratio is decreasing. There will not be enough money coming in from the people who are working to support those on retirement. What's going on here? What does the dependency ratio have to do with anything? Let's take a look at the Japanese population trends for a glimpse of a possible answer to our query. The Japanese population is aging more rapidly than the U.S. population. A look at the structure of the Japanese population provides a glimpse into the future of the structure of the U.S. population if, that's a big if, current trends continue. We can see the relationships between the Social Security pyramid and the population pyramid and the dependency ratio. In the 1950s, the population pyramid is like the ideal Social Security pyramid. Both have lots of younger working people at the base of the pyramid and only a small number of older retired people. The dependency ratio in such a population pyramid is high, lots of workers to support a few retirees. Individual choices, such as deciding to marry at a later age, if at all, to have no children or few children, improvements in healthcare, providing longevity, and government policies on low immigration resulted in the structure of the Japanese population in 2006. There are more older people and fewer younger people. This, of course, is why Japan is an aging country. This is true of other industrialized nations where the median age is creeping up. If current trends continue, by 2050, the population pyramid in Japan will be upside down from its shape in 1950. The dependency ratio will be low, fewer workers supporting more retired folks. The U.S. population is aging. People are living longer, which is good, but this means retirees are drawing out way more Social Security money than they put in, maybe to the point where most of the Social Security funds will have been exhausted. There may well be no Social Security for future generations. This impending situation has generated a considerable amount of discussion for remedies and re-examination of the situation. Other industrialized nations are aging more rapidly than the United States. They will have to face public policy issues of pensions, retirement, and support for an increasingly aging population sooner than the United States. Italy is projected to be a country with the largest percentage of elderly making up the population. Social Security taxes has been increasing. Even so, Social Security is projected to go bust. Demographics is not destiny. France has managed to increase its birth rate. The current official retirement age in France is 60. France also has one of the world's highest life expectancies. France's employment rate for 55 to 64-year-olds is also one of the lowest. It has a low birth rate. Here is how France managed to increase birth rates.
It's a busy household. 3 kids, different schedules, working parents. A very familiar tale. But because this is France, lawyer Anne Horn and her family get help from the French government's very family-friendly policies.
Maybe we won't have any more desperate housewives in France. It's changing a lot.
163 countries around the globe offer at least some subsidy to new mothers. In America, federal law entitles some working mothers to 12 weeks unpaid leave. The rest get nothing. Take a look at what all French families, regardless of income, are entitled to. Up to 3 years paid maternity leave, with a guarantee that mom's job will be there for her when she returns. There's subsidized childcare, a whole host of tax credits, and for baby number 3, brings twice the government allowance of baby number 2.
For the third child, I was able to take a long maternity leave, and I think it's a great opportunity because I was sure to find my job after this.
Most of Europe is going gray and worries about a future where the number of people on pensions outnumbers younger workers funding those pensions through taxes. That kind of imbalance could be a disaster. That's not the case in France, where fertility rates are up. France's booming birth rate is now the 2nd highest in Europe, such a resounding success that officials from Germany, Thailand, even Japan, all fearful of their own aging populations, are studying the French model. In a policy born out of 100-year-old fears that a declining French population will be vulnerable to military attack, the government now subsidizes family life in France to the tune of $40 billion a year. The goal now? To help women work, 80% of French women do, and have babies.
We really focus now on reconciling babies and bosses, and that means we put more and more emphasis on childcare facilities.
And that may be the key, say the French, not only take care of working mothers, but convince families that their children will be well cared for from a very young age, and they'll have more babies. And maybe a little less guilt. Sheila McVicker, CBS News, Paris.